Okay. Yeah, so let me continue then. It looks like that's what I'm talking about, the network. It looks like it's my network that is actually misbehaving. I will be checking his Telegram and also checking with what I'm doing. If you can see my screen, that's fine. So that's perfect. Since you can see my screen. All right, very good. So, all right, that's very good. Thank you. So your messages are arriving late. I don't know why they are arriving. So yeah, you're welcome to the free SQL class. So this is for week 1. In week 1, we are going to be looking at introduction to SQL and database. So I'm going to familiarize you this evening with SQL, which is short query language and the relational database. To look at what is SQL in itself, the overview of analysis, and introduction to relations, setting up SQL environments such as the MySQL, Postgres SQL, and the likes. Then maybe we'll just write a simple query as well. So week 2, we look at filtering and sorts of data. Week 3, we will look at aggregation data. Week 4, we will look at joining of groups in SQL, and we're going to be revision. Week 5 is going to be revision. So I'm going to make a start now. I'm going to make a start now. Is familiarizing with SQL revision. So yeah, now can you see my screen now? Can you see my screen now? Hello, can you see my screen now? No. Okay, the network is misbehaving and making my screen to be blurred. Can't see my screen. Okay. How about this? Can you see my screen? Okay. Okay, the screen is now visible. All right. Thank you. So let's continue then. Thank you so much. All right, don't worry. It's going to be the even if you are not if the communication is breaking, Obviously, it's not going to break on YouTube. So you can still watch on YouTube tonight. It's not going to break on YouTube. So you can still watch on YouTube tonight. By next week, this is going to be fixed. Don't worry about that. It's just a temporary solution to what is happening at the moment. It's going to be fixed by next week. So can you see the PowerPoint that I'm sharing? Can you see the PowerPoint that I'm sharing? All right, thank you. So now let's start with the structure query language. So we start with what is database, the general database terms, what are the components of a database, the structure query language, which is SQL, and we will look at relational database. And also, now I sent you the link to set up MySQL. So we'll also look at it. So what is database? Database is an organized collection of data that is stored and managed in a structured way to enable easy access, retrieval, modification, and use. Now, a database is an organized collection. So, for example, Twitter has your database now. So database is organized collection of data. So your name, your date of birth, your states, and the likes. So database can be used to store information, and such information such as the customer records, sales data, financial transaction, and other types. So you need to first of all understand what a database is before you can make use of SQL. Because what SQL is used to do is used to extract data from database. So you are writing a simple code to extract from database. So what are the general database terms? What that is here is an organized, that's database, which I just explained now, organized collection of data that is stored and accessed electronically. So for example, a school database. If it's a school database, the school is going to collect the names of the pupils, the date of birth of the pupils, the address of the pupils, and the likes. That's what the school is going to collect. That is database. And we have examples of relational database such as the MySQL and non-relational database such as MongoDB and the likes. So for another term you need to understand is database management system. So a database management system is a software that manages database and enables users to define, create, query, update, and administer data. So for example, now you have a for example, you have Microsoft Word on your phone or on the system. Is a software. So there are also database management system, and they are softwares. So in my former place of work, we used to make use of Oracle. In my former place of work, so in that Oracle stores all the database. Oracle stores all the database. Then schema. Schema is the structure or blueprint of a database. So there is what we call a schema, and what schema does is that it defines the table, defines the fields, defines relationship, index, and constraints. And another one is the specific version or the copy of database that is running on a server at a given time. So an instance could be like a small version of a database, and also query, just like the English word of query. So, which is you are just making a request to a database to retrieve or manipulate data using SQL. So, what are the components of a database? You need to note this very well. These are the following components of a database. Number one is a table. And what is a table? A table is a collection of related data organized into rows, columns in relational databases. So a table is a collection of related data organized into rows, columns, and relational databases. And what is a record? A record is a single complete set of related entries in a table. So for example, a row. So we can call a record also a row of data. Don't worry, I'm going to show you this physically when we get to the software. So what the software I told you to download, I'm going to show it to you, but I just need to explain this to you. Then what is a column? A column is a single piece of data that a table can hold, representing one aspect of the data. So for example, a column might be represented by a customer name. You can have customer address. You can have a customer phone number. You can have customer, maybe customer ID and the likes. Then also, we have what we know as a primary key. So primary key is a unique identifier for a record in a table. So primary key is a unique identifier. Now, for example, there is a unique identifier in each database. So when you go to school, you are given a matric number. There is nobody that has that your same matric number. What makes you unique is that number. Nobody will be given that matric number. So in the school database, your matric number is the primary key of that data, because that is what stands you out and that is what makes you unique. We can't make the name a primary key because people can bear the same name. I have friends that they bear the same name. The funny thing is they bear the same surname and the same first name. And of course, they know each other. So that is for primary key. Now for foreign key is a column in one table that establishes a link to a primary key in another table. So when I'm talking about foreign key, so for example, if you have a customer table, that has all the customer details, maybe ID, the customer name, the customer address. In that customer table, if there is a product ID there, and you now have another table of products, which is product ID, product name, the product ID in that customer table is the foreign key, because that is what links the customer to the product. Then also we have a database structure, that index, so which is a database structure that improves the speed of data retrieval operation on a data at the cost of additional storage and maintenance. So structured query language. The structured query language is a standard, like I've explained before, is a standard programming language specifically designed for managing, querying, and manipulating relational database. So it allows users to interact with database by performing various options. So it can perform various options such as retrieving, updating, inserting, and deleting data. So what are the softwares that are available for a relational database? So this software can also be termed as, we have different kind of phones. So there's Samsung, there's iPhone, they all perform the same function, which is the major thing is to make a call and to receive message, to communicate. So also, there are also different kind of SQL software that you can make use of. So we have the MySQL, we have the Progress SQL, we have the MySQL, we have the Microsoft SQL Server, we have the Oracle database, and we have the SQLite. Now, MySQL is what I told you to download, and so that we can use for this class. And that's what we are going to be using for this class. In my former place of work, we have used Progress SQL before. And in my former place of work, I used Oracle database before. So these are just softwares in which the database could run on it. So I did this for those of you that are struggling to set up MySQL. So when you click on the link I sent to you, all you need to do is click on download. Then you can click and download it. Then it will take you to this place and you can download MySQL community downloads. And when you get here, you will click on MySQL installer for Windows. And when you get here, from here, depending on the Windows you are using, whether Windows 10 or Windows 11, so you have to pick a system that matches. So this is x86 32 bits. So you don't need to sign up. It's not compulsory for you to sign up. So just click on, no, just start my download and just follow the step like that and click on yes. Then it will download. Now you need to pick custom here. You need to pick custom here, then click on next. Then also from here, click on next. And authentication, click on next. It's so simple. Then you need to set up a password. You need to set up a password. So when you set up a password, you must not forget the password. So from here, you click OK. And from here, you click next. You click execute everything. You click next and you click finish. Now, when the MySQL workbench open, then you can type the password, and this is how your window is going to look like. That is how your window is going to look like. So when you open MySQL Workbench, I want to open it for you now. So when you open MySQL Workbench, this is the first thing you are going to see. So you have to remember that you actually created a password before. So you have to click on the connection that you created, and that will take you to your SQL page. It will take you to the page. Now, when you look at this place, you will see that the other time I was talking about schema. Now, the schema we have here, I sent you a database. So you have to load that database on this MySQL Workbench. You will remember that I sent you two things. You have to load the database on this MySQL Workbench. So when you load it, if you come here, click on File, then run that database. That will show you employees, the employees table. And it is this employees table that we are going to be making use of. So the other time I was talking about schema, when you look at here, you see schemas here. So schemas is a combination of all these tables together. Now, when you look at these employee schemas, you will see that it has different tables. It has department table, department emp table, department debt manager table, employees table, salary table, and titles table as well. So now, for example, let's say that I will just do just one query, because that is what That's why we call it SQL, Structure Query Language. So what it does is to query a database. And we want to query an employee database now. That is what we want to do. So all I need to do is to say select star. Let me look at the columns that are in this database. So if you look at the columns that are in this database, I have department number and I have department name. So I will say select demt number, demt name from. Now I have to first of all pick the schema with it, which is employees dot departments. Now what this is going to do is that when I run this query now, it's going to show me everything. It's going to return all the details of the database. So you can see it has returned it for me. Department number and department name. Let me run another one for you. So let's look at employee table. How many columns are there? So if you look at employees table and the columns, we have select employee number, birth date, first name, last name, then gender and hire dates. So from employees dot employees. So let me run it now. So you can see from here that it loaded for me all the table, everything on this table, all the columns. It's loaded the employee number. I can see all the birth dates, the first name, the last name, the gender, and the hiring date as well. All right. So I want to look at questions. Don't worry if your network is terrible. Just watch on YouTube tonight. Okay. Like I said, just type your questions. If you have any question, type your questions so that I can answer them. Okay, I forgot to tell you, when you ask a question, I can't be checking the screen. It's when I finish class. That's why I said that type your questions. I will teach for 30 to 35 minutes, and I will check out questions for 25 minutes. So it is what you have typed. That's what I will come and look at. So you ask that, is it only MySQL Workbench that we should use? No. If you have PG admin for server, you can use that. Fine. And I've explained it. It's just like different software. Okay, somebody said, what's the difference between MySQL, Microsoft, Oracle? Like I've explained before, the difference is easy because somebody is asking, can I access the data set for the employees? I sent the database. I sent it for you when I said you should download MySQL Workbench. It means you did not open it. That's what it means. It means that you did not open it. I sent it to you. It means you didn't open it at all. So what's the difference between MySQL, Microsoft SQL, and Oracle? There is no difference. They are performing the same function. It's just that they have different, it is different company that produces it. So Oracle produces Oracle. Microsoft produces, Microsoft SQL Server produces is produced by Microsoft. They are all produced by different companies. And I've explained what somebody is having iPhone, somebody is having what's it called? iPhone, somebody is having Motorola, somebody is having Android, somebody is having Samsung phone, somebody is having Techno phone. What's the main function? The main function is to receive call and to send message. They are all performing the same function. It's just that they are produced from different companies. That's the difference between both. So do you understand it now? Yeah, I will resend it, but I've sent the data set. I've sent it before. The database was the second thing I sent. I've sent it before. SQL is not working on my own laptop. If you follow all the screenshots that I said, that I sent, and I've also explained it in this class, if you follow it, you should not have any issue at all. I sent the data sets in the Telegram group. I will send it tonight on the Telegram group. But when I said you should download the MySQL Workbench, that was when I sent that database as well. So let's continue. Now, so you can see here that said employee number, first name, last name. So if let's select another table. So let's select the debt manager table. Let's fetch it. Let's fetch it out. So select employee number, debt number from the and from employees dot debt manager. So let me run this now. So you can see it also fetch it out for me. I have the employee number, the debt no, the debt number, the from date, and the to date. So what if I don't want to mention all the columns? So I can say that select star from employees dot debt manager. So you can see that it performs the same function. So instead of writing all the columns, I can just say select star. Instead of writing all the columns, I can just say select star from employees dot debt manager. Hello. So, like I said, it's an introduction class, and this is what we are going to be doing. We are just going to be manipulating our database. So you can be working in a company and they said they needed all the people, uh, all the employees of the organization. So if they need all the employees, all the details of employees of the organization, all that is needed is just say select star from employee dot employees. That is going to fetch out, that will fetch out. So instead of writing all the columns, and you can export your data. You can export your data. You can, you can export to an external file there. So just click on export and you can export the data there. Yeah, don't worry, if your screen is stopped, you can rewatch everything on YouTube tonight. It's not going to be stopped on YouTube tonight. I'm going to upload it on YouTube tonight. So you can rewatch everything on YouTube tonight. So majorly what SQL is doing is you are just sending a query to your database. You are sending a request to your database to fetch out data for you. That is what SQL is doing. You are sending a request to your database for you. And that's just the recap of this class. MySQL, Microsoft SQL Server, Oracle, and the likes, they are all database management system products. Just like we have different products of phone, iPhone, Motorola, Android, likes. That's what it is. So, in case your screen is stopped or anything when I was teaching tonight, I hope you are subscribed to my YouTube channel. You will watch the full video tonight. Just go to my YouTube channel in the next 2 hours and you'll be able to watch this video. And if you are watching from YouTube as well, click on the subscribe button and you will be able to enjoy whenever I post a video. So once again, I'm sorry about the inconveniences I caused this evening. Next week, I can promise you that all issues would have been solved and we'll be meeting by 5 p.m. as usual. And there will be no network issues at all. So thank you so much for joining. And I'm going to see you in the next class. So like I said, it's just an introductory class and you will watch it on my YouTube tonight. So thank you so much for joining. See you in the next class next week.